Hello, welcome back to the Dark Mirror Tarot. We are shining light into the shadow, working with this Queen of Swords energy on the table, cutting through our delusions, parenting our inner child. We've been in the eye of the storm. We're now face to face with parts of ourselves that we'd been coveting, numbing, allowing to nest and hermit and fester in our delusions and our fantasies about what reality could be without taking any action. We let our Empress energy stagnate and continue to revel in these devil energies that just perform recurring stories and loops of this maelstrom, this madness that we continue to recreate with our emotional energy, magnetizing this Capricornian, Saturnian vibe to us through our Venusian sensual aspects. It's a sort of corruption of our own divine feminine. And we participate in it, and then we guilt trip ourselves about it. And that's what the Queen of Swords is here about. Seeing ourselves clearly, we've come face to face with these versions of self that we manifest and that we defend, and that our inner child clings to for safety and security and some sense of comfort. We continue to play out these self-depreciating, self-demoralizing and demeaning patterns, even sometimes now that we're gaining awareness and like we're still doing it, but we're aware now. We've come face to face with it. This last round that we just went through since the vernal equinox, since this Capricorn season of 2025 and the winter solstice actually is when it began. It intensified with the vernal equinox, and then throughout spring was the dissolution of this destiny point. So there was the attraction, the intensity point of the connection, and now the moving away and the grief and the rejection and the pain, and then the inner child grasping onto these slivers of this false sense of security, these fantasies, this ego developed around this idea of this king energy. Because if we're in this inner child version of self, it's a very immature energy. It's the wounded maiden energy. It's very soft, and it's craving these hard edges of the Saturnian geometry and the Capricorn ability to form out of chaos and to orchestrate and have direction and a ferocity that we cannot find in ourselves. And so again, we're clinging, this inner child clings to this version of self that feels like she has a connection to that kingly energy, but it's only through subverting herself. It's only through like subjugating herself and like becoming the succubus of this devil energy that she can even gain the attention of that other entity, whatever it is, however it manifests for you. And when I'm speaking about he and she, I reiterate on this channel, I'm speaking in archetype, and we contain all these archetypes within us. So this wounded, inner, immature Empress energy, this maiden energy within us, can manifest in however you are presenting as male or female, or however you are on the spectrum. And then we're chasing this divine masculine executive function emperor type energy that we see as something outside of ourselves. You know, again, you can be a man or a woman, and the other could be any type of situation, or but in this collective that I'm reading for, it's likely a person, and it very likely continues to manifest not only in interpersonal relationships. It can manifest like in your job situations, and just the types of scenarios that you entertain, you know, and that you like apply yourself to, because you have a weakened version of self, and then you're seeing yourself back reflected through the Capricorn lensing, and you're seeing this sort of distorted version of self, because by their very nature, they cannot comprehend us the way that we truly are. They see us through their own lensing too. And it's not to demonize them. It's just the way it is. And we're attracting this mirror to ourselves. If you're hearing this message and you're part of this collective, then, you know, this likely is visible somewhere in your astrological chart, you know, and again, I said this in the last reading, I went a bit more into it, but that this manifests in the nodal axis, and there's I believe about to be a nodal axis shift with the lunar nodes in the astrology, and it's this dragon dance. It's dragon energy, the head and the tail. Like, it's something you might want to look into in your own chart, and then, you know, perhaps compare it to the other person and see how you guys line up with your lunar nodes, to see if that applies. So anyways, we're here, 706, with the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords as the parenting figure for this inner child now that we're leaning into, okay? And we're leaning on to help us get our shit together. But realizing that this is a version of self as well, and she already has her shit together. So snap out of it, because you are this version too, and stop waiting for this other version of yourself to show up, because you have to show up as this version. We're just going to leave her, and I'm going to shuffle the deck a bit, and we'll just do a full reading and see happens. So we get the Chariot. Okay. I don't usually get jumpers, but I've been getting some jumpers lately, so I'm gonna take them. Okay, we're gonna not do that because that was just clumsy. Okay, we need a couple of these. And the flames on this candle have just been going wild. And I realize, you know, it's triple wick and it's getting pretty, like I should probably blow it out. But the wicks are not that long. Like, I keep trimming them. And it's just so hot. Like the fire, the transformational fire of like this summer that we're in right now. If you're watching this video in real time, it's the 10th of July, 2026, Friday. And where I am at, it is the 11th hour currently, according to the planetary hours calculator, and we are in the hour of Saturn. So again, working with the energies of Saturn, not to our detriment, but acclimatizing to our advantage with this Queen of Swords energy and this air energy. So we get strength. We still have clarity on the table, so we're going to keep that and go with that. Strength came out in the prior reading as well, and it's crowning this reading, so I'm feeling good about that. 3 of Wands in reverse on the bottom of the deck. we're still not really sure where we want to go. We don't have a real strong sense of goals. And I think that is a limitation for us, a judgment in reverse on the middle world. So it's like, I think the lack of a plan, you know, no matter how strong and resilient we are as we continue to sift through the remnants of our fallen tower energies, we can continue to be strong for thousands of years and keep birthing ourselves into the same loop, and we can just be like, oh, I'm so strong, look how strong I am now, I got stronger and stronger. But we're still like not manifesting the destiny that we're meant to create. We just keep repeating the pattern and like becoming stronger at what is your why? This is something I personally have struggled with for many years. I don't know if I've ever figured it out. And I mean, that's what this is about then. What is your why? You know, because the connections that you're wishing for to manifest, like with the Three of Cups energy from the last reading that had been on the table for ages, it's like the Three of Cups above this Empress energy. Like your ideal is to be part of humanity and make these connections, but like the connections aren't hitting because you are being like, you're being judged on the way that you're showing up, and you're really not embracing your true self and going deep into the depths that you need to go to, and you're still kind of performing and masking all the time. So when people are coming up against your energy out there in the world, and you're not even sure of yourself and where you're going and what your goals are, it's like, how do you think other people are going to perceive you? It's kind of sketch, you know, and be like, well, you know, like, I don't need any more chaos in my life. So, and like, that's valid. And that's also why the tower energy keeps recreating itself. So in the past, we have the Nine of Wands in reverse. And so it's like self-imprisoning and like having like the strength to like persevere and like we keep ourselves in this, our passion sort of locked up in this emotional prison. And we're hoping somebody's going to see us and like unlatch the gate, right? But like we could always just push it open. And then we have the Empress in reverse in the current energy, and a Page of Swords in the future. So new mental energy in the future, observation, like there can be a lot of ideas still swirling around. We need to have goals. We need to set some goals. We're in this reversed Empress energy. It's like the same energy from the last reading with the Hanged Man was crossing the Empress. So it's just like, you know, we're not expressing, we're hiding. We're corrupting our own, like, we're corrupting our own vibe by like remaining stagnant. So we have to be working on the right things, okay? Channeling our energy where it's best going to be used, like our mental energy. And like we only have so much of it in the day, right? And like time isn't really working the same way as it used to. The Page of Swords in the future and this Three of Wands on the bottom of the deck, it's like we have to define the path with the Chariot. We have the Four of Cups on a cut. It's like this mental apathy, the boredom, and then like the cups just like juggling around our head, right? Like, you know, what am I gonna do? I don't really want any of the cups that I have. type energy. You need to snap out of it. You get the Lovers. And in this deck, there's 2 Lovers. There's one that's like more lusty, and I think it's like, you know, a more ego-driven, like false version. And then this is the more like poetic, idealized version. Kingdoms coming together through commitment and rooted like choice that grows into empires and shit, type shit. 15:55 on the clock when I said that. So we're talking about showing up authentically, and we get the Tower in reverse now. In the way that we're showing up in the environment. So again, it's this fallen tower energy, but it's the Tower reverse. So we can move on from this. We can take what we learn and build something new, new goals. The Star in reverse, we're showing up. Others, you know, it's like they see us doing stuff, okay? But like we don't follow through, we're not consistent. Again, it's that judgment that we're not really giving them what we could be. We're giving them our reaction, our emotional reaction to our trauma still. Like we haven't really gotten to our creation. We're confusing our emotional, like our emotional reaction that manifests in like crafts, okay? Like maybe, okay, like, and that's valid. Like it's like the finger painting that we're working it out with, right? But to reach our mastery, it's like we have to distill that into an essence that is the Star upright, and that is our true like offering. Page of Cups, again, in the same spot as the last time, but it was in reverse. So Page of Cups showing up right side up now in our emotional field, and it's like we just have to keep working on our heart space, and like, but like going deeper. And maybe we need to show more, maybe we need to show more of our darkness. And get the High Priestess in reverse now as the outcome. Okay, so interpret that how you will, but I'm saying maybe we need to show more of our darkness, and I get the High Priestess in reverse. And then I get the Ten of Cups now in reverse. It's like going into the loss, going into the being able to hold the space for that darkness and the loss, and not lose ourselves still. And realizing that like we're only, you know, we're using our High Priestess energy to our own detriment in our the way that we're currently operating. We're in the reversed Empress position. So our abundance is blocked because of our own energy. And it sucks. Like, truly. What's up with this? The Judgment in reverse again, and Queen of Swords that we started out with, and now we get High Priestess in reverse. Like, how do we have to have better goals. The Chariot. Knight of Cups in reverse. Temperance in reverse. The Devil in the middle world. I don't know. I just feel like every new level, it just keeps coming at us harder. And trying to like remind us that we're not gonna ever be like out of it. You know, and I think the reverse high priestess too, it's like of coming to terms with this like bitter energy that festers in us because of this reversed Knight of Cups energy continuously, like, and the rejection. Like, we just are so triggered by it at this point. We don't have any tolerance left for it at all. But then there's the Eight of Swords in reverse. So either intensifying it or freeing ourselves from it. And we, I think, have to choose. It's hard to feel like we have a power of choice. Infinity. Just breathe. Soulful. So let's breathe. Let's take 3 deep breaths and like relax your shoulders, unclench your jaw. Put one tentacle on the side of the ship and drag it under the into the oh my gosh. Just try and ground yourself into the space where you are and know that in this dance that we're in with this dragon energy and this now moving away from the intensity of the culmination of the connection point, you know, that we just went through this year. It was really intense for us. And so give yourself the space to sit now and you're in your nest and nurture yourself. Okay? Because you're being seen, and like you might not believe in wishes anymore, okay? I don't. Personally, I have a big issue with wishes. But maybe wishes are evolving for you and they're just not what they used to be. And it's like a realization, like you're growing up and you're radiating at a different level of light. This fairy tale that you've been telling yourself, like, there is unity for you, and you do need to rejoice in your own nature and find something in your darkness that you can bring forward. With this reversed high priestess energy, there's something beautiful. There's something to find. There is abundance. We have to find the balance. We have to relax and love ourselves through this. That's the only way, is through. And it's through love and self-love. And find yourself soulful. This little baby owl, the little bee, ally. We're parenting that inner child. The bee is like a little angel on the little shoulder of the little owl, buzzing, reminding of the work that you need to do and grow into to find your abundance, to come into your true abundance. This is the abundance card. It's covering it up. So I'm going to leave it there. Try to do something. I hope this message helps someone. I'll talk to you again soon, okay? Bye.